This is the story of David Gomoh. The marketing graduate had been working in supply and procurement for the NHS. His mother worked for the NHS and his father had recently passed due to COVID. 2 days before his father's funeral, David was walking down Freemasons Road in Custom House on the phone to his girlfriend. Meanwhile, 4 young men were scouring the streets looking for blood. They had armed themselves with knives and set out from a hotel in Stratford towards Canning Town in a stolen car fitted with false plates. They had just one purpose: to hunt out a potential rival from Canning Town, which they saw as enemy territory. CCTV played in court showed that less than an hour before they set upon David, the defendants came across another man who they chased, carrying their weapons in their hands. Fortunately, he managed to outrun the group. Cameras aboard the bus then captured the car turning its light off and stopping beside David. His girlfriend, who was on the phone, said he heard one of the people say, "Where you from?" David began to run away as the doors to the vehicle opened. CCTV captured the event. David was stabbed up to 9 times. The attack was not a case of mistaken identity, as the attackers did not care whom they killed, only where they were from. A post-mortem examination found Mr. Gomoh's cortoid and brachial arteries had been severed, his liver had been cut through, and some of the wounds were as deep as 12 centimeters and sliced into the bone. David Toure, Wagner Coulibaly, Mohamed Jalloh, and Alex Maleku were all soon arrested and charged with the murder. The jury heard that on the evening of the killing, the 4 defendants met at a hotel in Stratford before travelling by minicab to a quiet residential street in Plaistow. Each was carrying a bag, the court heard, believed to contain a change of clothing. In Plaistow, they allegedly changed their clothes in a flat. They then jumped into a stolen vehicle which he had stolen 10 days earlier. Coulibaly was said to be at the wheel as they headed towards Custom House. David Gomoh was chosen as a target at around 10:22 p.m. Jalloh, Toure and Maleku all carried out the attack and returned to the vehicle within a matter of seconds, while Coulibaly remained in the car. After the attack, the killers attempted to make a getaway in a stolen Dodge Caliber, but one of the wheels came off and had to walk back to the north side of Newham. After the killing, Toure made a storyboard cartoon glorifying the murder, and all 4 defendants sniggered throughout the Old Bailey trial. Each image illustrated a different stage of the attack, beginning before figures deciding to head to the op block. Toure's cartoons were described as the immature drawings of a child. In the penultimate image, a drawing of a figure can be seen lying on the ground in what is supposed to be a pool of blood. Whilst on trial, sitting in the cells, Coulibaly graffitied on the walls of the Old Bailey courts. The graffiti included listing his dead ops, his boasts about Northside Newham's gang attacks, and an image of a bloodied knife. He put references to Maleku and Jalloh being gangsters for life, and for all 4 of them being Custom House bullies. The court heard how a pair of sunglasses were found on the back of the stolen vehicle with DNA evidence linking them to Mohamed Jalloh. Another pair of sunglasses were recovered from the scene of the attack, and the DNA was also of Maleku's. They were all found guilty of murder, with sentences ranging from a minimum of 21 years to a minimum of 27 years. David's mom Marion said, "David's murder is without doubt the hardest thing my family and I have been through. It is something that no parent should ever go through. While this has been painful beyond words, I'm beyond grateful to God that today we have seen justice and the 4 men who took my son's life have been found guilty.